You came back hurt too.
I presume you're here about the airplane cargo.
What was in the box? Where are the corpses?
Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick, The Strain, Season 1, Episode 3, Gone Smooth. Alonso, Bibbs.
Hi, everybody.
We're assuming the title refers to the end of the episode.
Or towards the end of the episode.
Towards the end of the episode when our Marilyn Manson goes Ken doll smooth, basically.
That was fun.
Okay,
it was
sure.
a good plunking noise in the toilet. Because we'd heard like, oh, you should see a doctor about that, and then just plunk. And he just flushes it. He didn't even give a crap
Yeah, and
anymore.
it went in one flush, so,
Yeah, so
make of that what you will. The episode begins with our favorite Nazi gluing a nose and ears on, a neck on. So obviously this is a thing that happens with this vampirism where
this is the episode
pieces fall off.
This is very much a medical episode. This entire episode is full of people who are obviously dying who refuse to go see a doctor.
Right.
And there's a certain amount of horror to that. That's a lot of people say that's the scariest part of The Exorcist is the part where she's in the hospital and no one knows what's wrong with her.
Tap?
Yeah, no, it's really, really terrifying. Not knowing what's wrong with you, scared of what could be, trying to talk yourself into thinking you're normal. But there's something about the way this show plays it that just felt like they were just spinning their wheels a bit. Like, it's like, I get it, it's scary. None of the supporting characters were quite developed well enough, like the wife. Like, don't you get it? I worry about you. Yeah. I get it. She worries about him. There was nothing like subtle about it. And also, again, we really know what's going on.
Right.
So we're way ahead. We're waiting for them to play catch up. This is another episode where, again, I want to call this show Get to the Vampires at this point.
I'm a little more into it in that I feel like most of the setup is done and now we can get to the goods. We're not quite at the goods yet, but we're getting closer, and the closer to the goods means the less clunky exposition, and I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna be really bummed if the vampire apocalypse it was like the finale of this season. We got to start getting to some of the. I keep expecting our Lestat stand-in to actually do this concert everyone keeps talking about, and then vamp out and turn the entire crowd at once.
Right.
That would be totally awesome. I still love a lot of things about this show. I love the visual effects. I love I got a sore throat, and then he's got this just demon in his mouth. That's really gross. The whole I'm a monster now, so I want to eat red meat thing has been done before, but it still works. The look on the wife's face was pretty shocking. There's a lot of good stuff here, but
see, the thing, if I were the wife, I'd be like, okay, that does it. You're going to the hospital.
Like, seriously, who doesn't say go to the hospital?
Where's the card from that CDC guy?
Come on, just get the
Although,
gun
mind you, if you're in the hospital, that doesn't necessarily help either, because you escape from your thing and then you're running wild in the cafeteria. And of course, it's the hospital cafeteria that's barely lit by the one broken fluorescence. Like, boy, these are the darkest hospitals and medical corridors ever known to man.
Populated as well. And that whole fight, the climactic fight with the vampire at the bottom, that was fun. I was enjoying that. But a part of me was like, I feel like every single line of dialogue, every single shot should have just been one of them going, oh, what the hell? Once the lamprey comes out of his mouth, and they're just like, oh, well, that happened. Like, no, that's really weird. You should comment on that. Like, the last thing in this episode ends with them just defeating that vampire and looking at him. And again, the show really needs to figure out what a cliffhanger is. Yeah. Because the last episode ended in a creepy way. The episode before it ended in a creepy way, but it was the same ending.
Yeah, the girl with the little girl. Yeah.
And here it's like these guys see a vampire. Okay, well, we've seen a vampire. Give us something. Even if it had ended with them just looking at that smashed head tendril out of mouth thing, and just one of them went, huh. Like, that would have been a good ending. But it would have just been like, now that happened. Like, holy crap.
I like that they are sort of digging in on Sean Astin being, pliable. And so obviously he's either got to confess all or die horribly, one of the two.
Or both.
Or one then the other, yeah.
He's doomed the human race. Something's going to happen to him.
Sorry.
I love, the more I see of him, the more I love, I think it's Kevin Durant, the more I love The Exterminator.
Oh, yes.
I love this guy. He's so much fun. He's that guy who's like always right about everything. He's like the cop who plays by his own rules, but he's an exterminator. I really like this guy. Like, you've got 2 schools and a church on this, and you want me to visit the hedge fund manager first. I don't know why I'm giving a Schwarzenegger voice, but and he knows all about New York and everything. I really like this character. I want to see this guy just really kick vampire
He's like
ass.
a character out of Repo Man. Like, he's so cool and so on his game.
I love the secretary who's got a crush on him, who's like spending the entire, like, he's watching like news conference footage of this airplane, like it's I don't know, like a web series she's not supposed to be watching at work. And it's like, oh, I just can't take my eyes off of this coverage. I can't take my eyes off of this exposition. That's the best we got. But it was funny, so I don't even care.
I liked the custody hearing, and I hope it's the last we hear about the custody hearing.
Get over it. Like it was a nice bit with the kid.
No, I love the kid being smart enough to know, like, my dad says that this is what he wants, but here's what really is going to make him happier and me.
It's so easy to make a kid, particularly in any sort of genre where the kid's going to be in peril at some point, to make them either just like a doe-eyed victim or way too smart.
Right.
And I like this kid. He's emotionally forthright and self-sacrificial.
Yeah.
You know, I like that kid. It's rare for me to say in any media, TV show, whatever, that I like a kid. And I didn't even like the kids in Masters of Sex that much. I like this kid.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
Then, of course, I did the inevitable sort of third act, like vampire hostage, you know, I suppose.
It's going to happen
I imagine, yeah.
You know? Or he's going to get turned real fast, and that's going to be a real
Oh,
pain
that
in the
could be,
ass.
yeah. But like, obviously, if they knew that, you know, if they knew they had all that intel about Aston's wife, then clearly they'll know who to go after with this guy.
That's the thing. That's always the way to get someone to do something that will destroy the world or whatever like that, or sacrifice the team. It's just like someone you know is sick or needs help or whatever. And there's never, and I would like just once, even as like a throwaway, just someone to go like, yes, well, if you do this thing for us, for the Stoneheart Corporation, you know, we'll get your wife on this trial. I'm like, she's got cancer. It's probably not going to go well, and I'm not going to sacrifice her dignity for this.
Fuck my wife. I don't even like her that much.
Well, it's not even fuck my wife, but it's just like, you know, how it's someone who's not willing to sacrifice their soul.
But at the same time,
You know?
I'll
I'll
buy it as
always
motivation
works.
goes.
It
You
always
know,
works. I just kind of want to see someone mix it up once in a while.
No, well, of course, yeah. You know, just when the word Stoneheart appears on my screen, I die a little inside.
Oh, I know. It's so ridiculous. I do love, is it David Bradley as the Armenian vampire hunter?
Yeah, I'm glad he came back.
Yeah, I'm glad he's out of prison. He's actually active again.
And I'm also glad that he's not going to be like the cure-all. Like, he's actually, no, you're not ready for me yet. Like, come back. Come back when you're ready for me. You know?
I liked that someone finally said, hey, that guy kind of knew what he was talking about. We should maybe talk to him.
Yeah.
And so I liked that. I liked that would seem perfectly rational. Maybe he knows something. Then she goes up to him and is like, well, you ready to kill everyone? And that doesn't even faze her. Just like, not really. It's not like, maybe you are insane. Like, that's the point where you start to question, because she hasn't seen any vampires yet.
And I love how smooth he is with the judge, like how he plays the sort of helpless old man card. Oh, well, you know.
Oh my God, that was a great scene.
It wasn't a weapon, it's just a cane.
I'll totally melt that cane sword.
Yeah.
That cane sword is awesome. There's gonna be replicas of that at Comic-Con.
Oh, totally. Yeah, no question.
Rules. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. When it's goofy, I'm still entertained.
Yeah.
When it doesn't quite work, it's at the very least moving quickly. So like, I'm enjoying
the
it.
dialogue is becoming less plotting. It's now sort of just more kind of functional, but I'll deal with functional.
Functional is good.
As long
it's
as it's not just like these crashing bits of exposition and sort of bullshit character motivation and just clunky. We're moving past that, I think. So I'm hoping that what's next is better. And even if it's just pure sort of genre thrills and boo stuff, great, bring it.
I think if the first 3 episodes are any indication, this show will never be like The Wire, but with vampires. It's going to be a goofy show. It's going to be a fun genre, open about its sources show. That's fine.
Yeah, just get there, please.
Get there a little bit. I mean, it's too late for them to change anything. I really hope they get there a little faster.
Yeah.
That's all I ask. But they're starting to move along. There's some really good scenes in every episode, a couple of good scares, some funny bits, intentional or otherwise.
Sure.
I like a lot of the characters, and the other ones will probably die, I hope.
And more Regina King, because there should always be more Regina King.
You don't cast Regina King in that role unless you got something planned for
Yes,
her.
exactly.
They gotta be doing something.
She's got to put some baby oil on the floor and have a vampire come out of the shower, and then she can beat him with a belt, just like in This Christmas. If you have not seen Regina King in This Christmas, go see Regina King in This Christmas.
Reference.
She does all of those things I just mentioned, and it's great. We need more of that shit on the stream.
We need to wrap the show up on that note. Holy crap.
Find out what's going on next week. Thanks.
Holy crap.